You all good to start with recorders?
Yeah.
Okay. So, look. Alright then, apologies for absence.
Ian Clark.
Yes, I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Declarations of interest, anybody? No, okay. Representatives from interested parties.
That lady's not able to make it.
No,
She sent an email and
Yeah.
I think she thought it was a daytime meeting and then realised it was an evening.
Okay, right. So the minutes of the previous meeting then?
Well, I've written, it was all right to me.
Yeah, I've been. Anybody else?
Yeah.
No, councillor accepted. Opposed and seconded. Councillor Glenn, Councillor Hopper. Yeah. That's good enough then. Rent for the Queen Victoria Hall then? Oh no, sorry, on the minutes, on the agenda. Keep going on this Groundhog Day. Right. Okay, report on Snipe Meadow. It was quite comprehensive, wasn't it?
Do we need any taking actions from it?
No, I know there was some correspondence earlier on a reference, using the school using it, and I'm very happy. It's a good idea that any of our facilities, and it's not just Arundel School, obviously, it's in any of the schools.
It's not actually our facility, is it? We are looking after it on behalf of some other trust.
No, it's our facility.
We own it, do we?
Yeah.
We actually own the...
Yeah, what we do have to talk about is the fact that when you get to the bank, the river bank, that's the school, Arundel School. So anything we do, we need. So, well, because we came up with this idea of making some kind of a platform, so you could turn wheelchairs round and have people, disabled people. Has to be done with their approval because they're actually responsible for the bank.
Okay.
So we only own the mucky bit in the middle.
Just the bit that needs cows on it, basically.
But we
We've
got...
got 9% of it.
There is some other interested party, isn't there? I forget who they are now, but there is some... It's not the Wildlife Trust, but it's another organisation.
No, the organisation that was doing it, Pocket Park group, has disbanded. They were the other interested party.
Were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did it with...
Anyway, I'll put down to the...
We had our own little Pocket Park group, but there was a national Pocket Park.
So putting the simplest of terms, I think I'll read the question as, did the council have any objection? And the council does not have any objection.
So what are the school wanting to do on it?
Well, it was only Ian had an idea of passing it on to the head of biology as an idea that he might see something in Snipe Meadow we wanted to do. Yeah, I don't mean, know it or anything, but a study trip, field trips, studies.
No, I see, yes.
So the
Field trips.
Like house,
Yeah.
No objection to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's ours.
Okay, that was good. Report from the estate sites visits. So Ian, myself and Emma went around each of the facilities. The report is there. I don't think there were any major issues, but just little bits and pieces, in the. Have you all had a chance to read them?
Yeah.
Anything come out of that?
No, it's already handed in, isn't it?
Yeah. So there's various in stage and out. Right, so there's nothing else on that. Was there the reports accepted? And approved for the quote for the lease of the Jones Strong Centre.
It's in the notes that Emma put. The quote from Seaton's was £1,200.
There's an extra bit of information,
Yeah. And then Hunt and Coombs obviously gave a quote of £850, and apparently Hunt and Coombs have produced the leases before, so it's quite a considerable difference.
I don't normally find
Sorry.
foods to be cheap, so I'm surprised that people have
So I think we're with Seaton's at the moment, aren't we? And I think it wasn't that. That's why it was raised, because we thought £1,200 seemed quite a lot of money. I think it had a previous.
Yeah, we've always had we've always recognised that they can't pay a large rent.
Yeah,
Because they
I
can't
think this
raise
quotation was
money.
for raising the lease, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is for
Quotation, it was
preparing,
just
this is
the
for
legal
preparation of the
Just
lease.
the cost of
document.
the
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
legal document, yeah.
Fine,
All right.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, so we're going to go with the cheapest we've got. We've got two quotes, haven't we?
Yeah.
One's cheaper, go with
Yeah.
the cheaper of the two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, it's just the cost of the document, that's a different matter.
Do we need to put that to a motion or just agree it?
Someone tell me on procedure, do we? Do we need to put that to a motion, do you believe?
We should vote on it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
then.
think so,
Right,
yeah.
so we've got a proposer,
Proposer.
Councillor Glenn, and a seconder. Right,
All
all those in favour?
Unanimous.
Unanimous.
Committee. 3-year plan. I have to accept that I've not made any progress with this other than spoken with Malcolm about it. He's shown me what we've done to date. Sat down with Emma, talked it through, what we got there. But I just feel that we need a bit of a working group to go away. And my view is the 3-year plan's got to be a rolling document. You know, now, Emma told me about the 5-year plan that we had. Yeah, but when I looked at the 5-year plan, it virtually ended in
Haven't been populated.
2015. Yeah, so it sounded
That's
great.
We had a rolling plan on estates
Yeah, okay,
because I started it
okay, right,
Yeah.
something like 2 or 3 years ago,
yes,
and there was 3 or 4 years of rotation of what we do each year in
yeah,
that.
good, yeah,
So that should be around somewhere on file.
yeah, that's what Malcolm is
Part
that,
of the rolling plan ought to be to review the rolling plan at a consistent interval.
and that is one of the problems I had, was just getting the objectives behind the plan, so we've got a plan, but it was, it wasn't going anywhere, but
2 years of it will have been completed by
Yes,
now. We should be in
exactly.
year 3 of
Exactly.
that plan
2
now,
years.
halfway through year 3 of it.
Yeah. So I was going to put, whatever we need Emma in the middle of it. As Clark, is one of you would like to join me, or 2 of you like to join me for another session with Emma?
I'll do it if you want.
You will.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll put the 2 of you down, the 3 of us then. Yeah, and then we'll sit down with Emma and we'll do it as a, we'll try and keep on it this time. Yeah. Right, annual play area inspection report. So I've been through this one. I don't know if you all had a look at it. There's anything major wrong with it. The only thing I would say, being a user of the one at St Christopher's Drive, one issue that didn't seem to go on there was the condition of the safety mats.
Right.
Now, whereas I'm not proposing we spend any considerable money on it, the safety mats get slimy and slippy, and it's almost like they're not fit for function purpose. These rubberised mats that they use, the larger park seems to be better. And I can't remember what surface is in there.
So do you want Emma to have a look at it?
Well, I need to have a conversation with Emma and just see.
Because there has been complaints about them before.
Yeah.
I remember,
Yeah.
I think, like last winter, I think it was.
Yeah. Well, go on.
Our maintenance guys did do a good sort of cleanse of it last year, I think. In fact, we bought a Bowser, so that they got access to all to do.
Yeah, it looks like it's a 3-monthly job. And
Yeah, so I mean, if that was effective, and I
Yeah.
believed it was, then maybe something needs to be done more regularly.
yeah, okay. But the rest of the report I thought was very good. Been through and not faulty in there.
Is there any progress with the skateboard park? It's
No,
handed over to
we've got
somebody
it.
else to do.
Well, we're going to put it down as an issue, I think, somewhere on here, wasn't it, the skateboard park?
It's in that report, it says we've asked people to
Yeah,
draw out. So
that's right.
Nothing's happening.
No.
And nothing will happen, I don't think, unless we try that.
Well, my view on all of our facilities council, and maybe it's not a chair position, but is that when we have a group of motivated and interested people, the council can support them.
Yes.
But when there's nobody coming to us saying they want something, it's very hard to justify spending a lot of money on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, So, you know, we said,
Well,
that
you look
my
at a
very
condition of
first,
it needs work, but it's finding another party that's willing to do the work, or do the planning.
well,
I don't think they will have to do it.
yeah, but you know, the very first meeting that I was in, the general council meeting, you know, I think we had representation, and you know, we asked them to go away and come back with a plan, and they went away, but they haven't come back with a plan.
So should the children or the users escape or suffer because somebody's not doing their job, not doing what they said they were going to do?
Well,
I still think it needs addressing that.
yeah.
part.
So I would say it needs addressing, but we need the users of the park to come forward, you know, and say, you know, this is what they want, this is their case. It's very hard, you know, to keep spending money on a group that doesn't seem to want to, you know.
Is the issue that the state of it, or is it that they're bored with it? Because there's always going to be...
It wasn't a boredom issue, no, it was an issue that there was going to come a point in time where it needed updating.
Some things updated.
Yeah, so there's nothing in this report says it's dangerous at the moment, is there?
Really?
Well, the report that we just...
No, that
in front
doesn't,
of us.
no, but I wouldn't want to fall off the thing, you know, so I would...
Yeah, I wouldn't want
No
to go
soft
on a
ones.
skateboard park, I
No.
would. It's, you know, I mean, you know, the safety report says it's safe.
As long as it's safe, that's...
Yeah, so I know our conversation was that it had limited life. You know, if it was safe, they would have to close it down if it was not safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think, you know, we need to go back through the minutes and find out who it was that was here, you know, talking in favour of the park.
I'm thinking we'll ask them where they're going to do it, if
Yeah.
not, we'll have to get someone else to do
It wasn't here where that matter was raised.
No, it was general council, wasn't it?
No,
Oh, go on.
it was the drugs liaison that we have with
Yeah.
the police. It was through that. Emma, Councillor Peel and
Okay.
myself were at that meeting. And they were looking for projects to engage the youths, to get them off drugs really, give them something else to do, to occupy their time.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we came up with, we offered that we got some money, some Section 106 money for play equipment that could be used for that. They jumped at it and said, yes, you know, if you are prepared to put the money up, we will get the kids engaged in it.
Mm.
It went to council, and council on that occasion voted the other way around, that they then wanted to see them do something before they would put any money up.
Okay, that's possibly when I came into the conversation.
But
yeah.
I don't think when it's gone back to all the people who were involved in it there, and I think they're all saying, well, we're not going to get the kids involved, and then you turn around and say, sorry, there's no money, we've spent it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So I think they are waiting to see us put our hands in our pockets before they... That was the last one of those meetings I went to, so I don't know what's happened there since, whether there's any more. Emma will know, I don't know, have you been to those?
No, I do think Emma's been in contact with them though. I do seem to think, I've heard her say that, you know, she has been keeping in touch, so perhaps wait until Emma's back and ask her. And if she's not had a recent update with them, get in touch with them again and just say, well, what next?
Yeah.
it sounds like to me that we should be allocating some sort of budget to spend.
Yeah, well, as I understand it,
If they know it's going to be there when they spend it,
yeah.
then we may get some sense out of it.
Mm. So my understanding is the funds are there, they're in our budget, you know, this 106 money, you know, because I prior to this meeting I had to sit down with Emma, just go through budgets, because I was a bit concerned over what we were spending.
Money
But I'm
there.
convinced all the money's there.
It's for those kind of projects, so it's
Yeah.
exactly the right, it's in
You
the
know,
right
what we
fund.
should do is find who this group are,
Yeah.
and then work with them.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of groups because it was just about everybody involved with youth, counselling youth.
Yeah.
It was the schools, it was all the schools, including Amble School and Prince William and the primary school. It was the police were involved with it. East Northants, their units involved in dealing with drugs and dealing with youth issues. And Amble School even got their internal police officer involved in it.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of different people. They were going to talk to Chat, because for some reason they weren't invited to that meeting, but obviously Chat, the youth council. So,
All right, so let me get out and talk to Emma when she
Yeah.
comes back, and just see if we can bring somebody to represent all of that input.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy, she will know the name of the guy, I can't think of his name. Can't think of his name at the moment. An East Northants section head who was involved with it. He would know everybody, he would be able to pull them all together, and he would be able
You're
to...
talking about Mike Greenway?
Greenway, that's the fella, yeah.
Yeah, well, it won't happen.
Oh,
Useless.
right.
All right. Okay, so talking to Emma and get that one going. But the rest of the report is just work that needs to be doing. Yeah. Right, we've all read the letter from Lakeside. I really don't know what to do.
Well, I thought it was a very reasonable letter actually, but we can't have their doctors when they're trying to make a diagnosis and it's being interrupted. She's got to close the windows on that.
Yeah, that's the problem. She insists on having the windows.
No, I don't think. Well, I think it's just they're closed.
Well, I think,
And the doors.
I agree. I think we do need to be good neighbours. I think there's a couple of issues here, aren't there, really? There's a couple of alternatives that occurred to me. If we get very hot weather and if she has to keep the windows and doors closed, then she won't be able to operate because they'll be too hot. So it won't be
We did invest in 4 fans for her though,
Yeah.
so she's got about 5 or 6 fans in there at the moment.
But I mean, again, personal knowledge, my wife's one of the ladies who bounced around to it, and she said, you know, it's just when the weather was very hot in the summer, it was just too hot even for the fans, you know. So I think there's a couple of things on there really. We might unfortunately have to say, sorry, you can't do it in the summer if it's too hot, because we can't afford to upset the surgery to that extent. Someone might have to invest in some air conditioning, whether we think it's worth us investing in it for the benefit of them and others, so that we can continue to use the room. I suspect that the cost may be more than we could justify given the revenue that we get from the club. And the other thing we can do is maybe see somewhere else like Victoria Hall. I don't know whether Victoria Hall's busy at that time, but if we get into the hot months and when she can't cope with the doors closed, then maybe she can move to Victoria Hall for the hot months. But I mean, you know, I do think we need to be good neighbours to the surgery. I do think practically though, saying you've got to keep the doors and windows closed isn't the solution, because you know, they won't be able to cope with that.
Should we get a quote for air conditioning as well? I mean, I don't think we might suffer this problem, and we're going to probably have competition
I mean, the Valley
for that room at some point.
Yeah, Valley will be a bit quieter, but they probably still suffer from the heat. Yeah. I mean, there's two options there as well, aren't there? Because you can have a sort of permanently installed system, or you can look for hiring or buying portable units.
I don't understand our heating system. Is it not air conditioning?
I didn't understand this. I just assumed because it's such a modern building or so recent that everything was done. I assumed it was.
Well, I think it is.
These things will blow cold air as well as hot.
They're not very effective though. It's not actually air conditioning. Emma and I were trying to sort it out the other day, and
It was just ventilation, but I thought in that room there was one air
Oh,
conditioning
well,
room.
room? It's not a unit?
Yeah, okay.
Is
The big room at
And
the
the
end.
big room, platform.
Is it the upstairs one or the downstairs one?
she's downstairs.
Downstairs
The ones,
has got
the
one
glass.
of these units, just one. This has got 2. They've got 1.
But I think
so
they're air
it's not
circulation
bad.
units. They're not air conditioning units, so
Right.
they're never very cold.
Yeah.
And the units that are in the Blackthorn room, they're not. They're just heaters as well. The ones up on the wall.
They're not very cold because we don't know how to use them.
Well, I think
Well.
there's some of that. Well, they're not very usable.
Yeah, I mean Emma and I will have another go, but we and I'm pretty sure before Hanneke left, I said to her, why did they not put air conditioning in?
I don't think they're true air conditioning units.
No, I think air
They will
circulation,
cool,
aren't
because
they?
we've had to, when we first had the building, we had a problem with it blowing cold air instead of warm air.
Okay, right.
So
So maybe needs to have a look
can
at
we,
them.
a minute then, we'll have a look at the cost of air conditioning.
Can we say first we'll examine what we've got
Yes,
and see
yes.
whether
Yeah, well, I think the best thing to do is bring somebody in who is a heating and ventilating expert, ask him what he thinks.
Right.
My fear is it's going to be well outside our budget.
We only need
and
to-
we're into the Queen Vic Hall option.
Sorry,
I think you've also got, sorry.
we only have to look at air conditioning in one room,
Yeah.
not whole building.
Now, so just one other thought on the room that we're in, because it's further away from the surgery. So this room,
It's quite a big studio, isn't it?
With respect, it is extremely loud.
yeah,
It would affect everything else that's going on in the building.
yeah, so it might be.
I can't tell them to do it up here, because it would just...
So, I'm assuming that with the weather being what it is, we haven't got a problem for a few
I
months.
don't think we're from now until may not be a problem for another couple of years.
So we've got time to...
Global warming.
So if we get an expert in to say what it would cost.
And have a look at our system at the same
and have a
time to
look at
see,
the system.
or even get the people that installed it to come
Well,
back
I
in.
think so, yeah.
Mm.
Because it's faulty in the room that the police have, isn't it?
Is it?
Yes, it is. They have to move about to switch the heating on all the time.
Mm.
They keep leaping up if you're there having an interview.
It's like that in the Barnwell room as well.
It is.
Yeah.
That can't be right.
No. No.
What I was going to say was that you probably need a higher specification system than you might normally do, because if you've got 30 ladies passing them down for an hour, it's generate a lot of
Well,
heat.
we might have to look at whether they're too expensive.
Yeah, well, that's what I felt. Let's get the number first.
Mm.
Yeah, and the other thing about these experts is sometimes they've got another trick up their sleeves.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Approves a quote for carpet cleaning. It's awfully expensive,
Isn't it?
How often do we clean the carpet at the moment? Does anybody know?
Well, they're talking about doing this every 6 months, aren't they, in this station?
When did you last remember that the carpet's been cleaned?
I don't.
Well, there we are. So do we need it every 6 months? And the answer is probably no.
I remember them being done at the courthouse, but I can't remember them being done here. But I might be wrong.
I don't know what triggers a carpet cleaning time. Is it when it gets so dirty that, or is it there?
I think if we've decided that they need doing every 6 months, I mean, we should be making that decision based on what we need, whether we actually need it.
Yeah.
Then we should get a raft of quotes. There's plenty of people who do carpet cleaning, and not just fall for the first one that comes along.
What caused us to go out for this quotation? Do we know?
I don't know.
Did someone sort of decide that it's about time they were cleaned?
Possibly. I don't know whether somebody complained to Emma, or I don't really know how this came about. To be fair, I do remember the chap coming and doing the courthouse. I don't know whether he...
Well, there's
Did he
always
at the same
figures in the accounts for courthouse carpet cleaning, and cleaning carpets and something else going together. But I don't know how much.
Window cleaning,
Probably window cleaning as well as carpet. It might be windows. I don't know how much of that amount that appears in the accounts every year for courthouse.
It's the same
how
man
much
that
is
does it,
carpets
the
how
windows
much
and the
is
carpet.
windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in this quotation, he makes a comparison with the courthouse, and saying that we've got so many square metres more in this building we had in the courthouse, and therefore, it was a very big number, and as I look at the carpet myself, it doesn't look bad.
No.
It's been down 2 or 3 years.
So let's get a few more quotes, for doing a one-off clean.
And you find out from Emma why this has been instigated.
It might have been exceptional.
But I think personally on the traffic that we seem to have here, 3 years seems to be a sensible number. If this is what it looks like after two, this certainly looks like you've got another. And this idea of you do it every 6 months and the carpets last longer, well, you spend more on cleaning than you would have replaced the carpets.
Can I just ask then, is carpet cleaning part of the lease of the rooms in the courthouse? Because is keeping the carpets clean one of the
Conditions of the lease.
courthouse?
Well, the fact that we...
I mean, going to be so expensive, we might have to look at the lease.
Add it into their lease, yeah.
And put it into the lease.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's not in there actually. Are they
Exactly, yeah.
internally repairing?
But you know, the normal is vacuuming, isn't it? And you're beyond that, because it's room high, you haven't got through traffic like our corridors. Yeah. So let's get some. Let's get a few more quotes.
Okay.
We've now been here 3 years now, haven't we? It was August 2015 when we first moved in here.
Yeah.
So it's 3 years.
So 4 years we need to do the carpet. 5 seems a more round. Yeah. I think yeah. So we just need to. I mean, there's one of those things we can save a bit of cash on.
Okay.
Right, events. Christmas market preparations. I think
Yes, the preparations are going very well. We've had so far 48 people have already paid for their stall, so that's over £3,000 in revenue that has come in so far. We had 89 stalls last year and 56 have already confirmed and got their forms in. Queen Victoria Hall's already full, pretty much. Yeah, so I'm just currently about to send out the second reminder letter to say, get your forms in, please don't delay because you'll be disappointed, because I've got a pile of about, I think, 30 new people that didn't come last year that are desperate to come.
Excellent, great.
Some of which have already paid, even though I've not actually said to them they can come yet. So, so yeah, so it's looking good. It's looking
Well,
good. Yeah.
Where are you going for new people, or is it just word of mouth?
People have contacted me.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone, you know, somebody that's on the market or went to the market for the first time last year. Can we come also? Yeah. So it's I've not had to do any advertising or anything this time. So it's pretty good.
One thing that I've been made aware of is that the shops don't do particularly well on our market days. Has anybody spoken to the shops about anything we can do to help them?
Well, I had the only shop holder that complained to me last year was it the Rounded House? It's quite a small shop front where the sweet shop used to be as well.
Yeah.
And she came out and she complained, and I said, well, I'm really sorry, but obviously it's an event. We all know it's going to happen. And she was okay eventually. Apparently she did have quite a good day eventually. But she said to me, she said, well, is there anything stopping me from having a stall?
Yeah, and that's the sort
And
of
I
thing
said, no, of course there's not. I said, if you want a stall outside your shop, then you can do that by all means.
Yeah.
So
she's exactly the sort of thing I was thinking about.
she's not contacted me yet.
Yeah.
But I think probably because after speaking to me, she then went on to have a fairly decent day's taking. So.
But just on our layout of the market, we shut off the shops for some reason in the way we do it, don't we?
Yeah, it is really difficult. But like somebody, I can't remember who else said to me when I said about her complaint, I don't know if it was Emma or somebody else, and they said, well, they know that this event is coming. They've known for weeks and weeks and months before, so it's their job to put something into action to make their sales better. So to give a discount or to advertise that they're doing something special that day, or to have a stall. You know, so it is true, we do what we can do, and they're supposed to really work round it, aren't they?
Because I know the chap that took over what used to be the greengrocers, yeah, he says the market days are totally dead for him.
You're talking about general market?
Are you talking about the general market?
Yeah.
Not this one.
Yeah, not this in particular, the general market days. And you know, you look at the arrangement, we put a stall, we put his back cloth right in front of that chap's shop. Yeah. And it's, you know, if he had a bit of space in front of him, he could put his counter out the front of the shop, and get into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's awfully difficult. With the only one that really does make a point of not having anything in front of him is Trendall's, and we have always given him that courtesy. Yeah, we've always given him that courtesy, but you can't do it for everybody. Otherwise, a small market would be all the way up the street, wouldn't it?
I spoke to all the traders when we did the neighbourhood plan, town centre and retail stuff. I spoke to every trader and every market trader at the time, and about half the traders say they are quite happy with the market because it's more footfall, it brings new people in, different people in, and I mean, like Anne Cotton, for example, told me that she did better on market days than she
Yes.
does on other days,
Mm.
in the shoe shop there.
Mm.
But other people do say it's worse because they're selling something similar
Mm.
to what's available on the market. If they're selling something similar,
Yeah, okay.
then it can affect them because they've then got more choice on those days.
Anyway, everything's going good for the Christmas market.
Mhm.
That's good. Metal barriers?
Yes, the metal barriers for both Remembrance and Christmas Market, we hired them in last year. I'm just waiting for the people to get back to me with prices, as well as the marshals as well. The chap who provided the marshals last year is still yet to get back to me. So once I know the prices for that. Also, we didn't put it on here, but because of the road closures and the road restrictions that I've applied for, we're going to need a lot more road closed signs, diversion signs. So we'll probably have to put that on the next agenda when I've got prices for that, because we need to have it signed a lot better than last year. We want signs for the one way. I've organised for a one way system to go all the way around, similar to the food festival, because there were so many problems with. There was a function going on at the school and the traffic was just, and that was one of the only complaints that we got about the Christmas market. So I've basically done as much as I can to.
So have we solved the problem with the school?
Well, Ian Clark, I've been staying in contact with Ian Clark and everything about the road closures. He's on our website, on all of our publicity mediums, and I've been making sure he gets it also. He said he's going to forward it to the people that need to know. Also, I think Emma has already had a meeting
Right, that's
with them,
really...
because we said that one of the main problems was, I mean, the access point on Milton Road is a nightmare anyway, but when you get something like our event and a rugby match or something like that, it just caused havoc. So we've basically forewarned them that basically all of Milton Road and Blackpot Lane will be no parking.
Yeah.
We've got a no parking restriction on there.
I hardly dare mention it. The North Bridge might affect things this year, mightn't they?
Yes, well,
We're heading in that direction pretty fast.
Well, the rate they're going,
it won't.
be closed.
Yeah, I know. That's what I've got my fingers crossed for. I just thought I'm not going to worry about that till then.
Tom Pertwell, but no, everything's dreadful. Yeah, so let's not get sidetracked.
Yeah, I'm not thinking
We
about that
did
for
get
now.
extremely close down to a discussion about car parking for the Christmas event. Now, it's not on the list here, but I understand it is a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, but we've got the options of, obviously the recreation ground will open again, although that is not popular with the stall holders. The last 2 years we've said to them, and I've given them maps to show them where to park, and they just, I think I drove past once when I went on my lunch break and there was probably 3 vans in there.
Yeah.
So they're choosing to either park in East Road or the Co-op car park, which isn't ideal. I've spoken to Camilla again to see whether we can get Fletton Field, because she used Fletton Field for the food festival.
Yeah.
And again, the chap that I've emailed hasn't come back to me as yet. Obviously, it's a bit tricky because we don't know what the situation is going to be with Fletton Field.
Is it worth talking to some of the businesses in the business park?
Yeah, could be.
Because what was the Fairline head office? I think is it Hochanda, the company?
That's right, yes.
Yeah, I mean they've got quite a big car park, which is no further away than Longstay really, maybe if we asked them nicely, they would.
Actually, I don't think we have to ask them nicely, because Emma and I had a meeting with them the other day. They invited us. They want to be as involved as we would like in our Christmas market.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they've
Well,
offered
okay.
their services in any way they can.
Because I know from going down there on a Saturday, I mean obviously they do have people working on a Saturday, but their car park's nowhere near full, so I'm sure they could accommodate.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't even notice, because when Emma and I went, I didn't even really notice the car park, but that's a good point.
I mean,
So
and
much
there are
on
other
there.
businesses as well. I mean, Fairline themselves. I mean, it might be a bit more difficult because they've got their security access and all the rest of it. But again, they might be able to do something.
Yeah. And then the other option as well, which I believe has been used before, is the football club. I think in previous years they've done a park and ride from the football club as well.
Yeah.
So I think we should be able to.
It'd be a park and ride, but yes,
Yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to walk, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. But,
When they had the food festival, they used that field at the back of the tap and kitchen.
Okay,
Field
yeah,
behind
that's a
that.
bit-
yeah, so that's another option as well, yeah.
I mean, I've been down there doing car parking duty down there,
Yeah.
and about 2/3 of the people do walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though they've got to wait only a maximum 10 minutes for a turnaround on the park and ride vehicles,
Yeah.
they 2/3 of them say we'll walk anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Is
not
that it?
far.
Near the church there, that isn't far away, we'll walk.
Yeah.
So it's not too far to walk, so I think that is a possibility. If we can
Yeah.
find out from Camilla who owns that, and
The only problem with those sort of Fletfield rec ground and that one, it is the time of year, isn't it? It's,
Yeah.
You can get away with it in June, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
attracting the
Yeah.
other
I
else.
mean, even the rec might not be on in the winter.
No, yeah.
no.
How do we discipline our stallholders not to use a car park?
Yeah.
I think it has to be said to them,
Mm.
yeah, because the problem with the vehicles they've got, they take up typically a while.
Well, I think it has to be said, yeah, but is there any disincentive we can
Okay.
use if they just choose to ignore us?
You can't get much more in clamping in, it doesn't solve
No.
anything.
No.
Well, no, you can't do that, but you can make the point that they may not be invited back next year if they do things like that.
No, I think, you know, they'll sign, do they sign contracts or do they just pay cash?
They pay in various methods, but
Yeah.
they do sign an application form.
So it's just on the application form,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah.
we have that, you know,
Yeah.
that they-
Agreement, maybe
they're
add it
not-
on.
They're not permitted to park
Mm.
on either the short stay or the long stay.
Yeah.
You know, that we need to say where we want them to park.
That they have to stay in the allocated parking.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's a good point.
That could easily be just added on to the end of the application
Yes,
form,
please.
so.
Okay. Ooh, £500 for entertainment. What are you doing, Roy?
What am I doing?
So this is the same budget as last year, and we had the jazz band, which went down really well.
Yeah.
And what else was it? I
The
think
singer in the QVH who then was the warm-up act for me turning on the lights.
that's right, Jackie. Yeah, Jackie. And I,
You were in it, so.
you're lucky that she didn't get you up there singing with her, Roy, because she's a bit like that.
I suppose you, Jerry. What's your specialist act?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also had a lovely girl who was a equally good singer, jazz singer, and she did a few sets, smaller sets, just moving around the market,
Yeah.
which I've not approached her as yet again, but I've already approached Jackie to see if her and the band can do it, and she's provisionally put us in the diary pending approval.
So just another interesting one for me, because I never understood what happened in Outdoor. But we are sole organisers of this event, aren't we?
Mm.
We do everything.
Mm.
Mm.
Without any cost.
But you don't see me sometimes behind the desk.
But it is, you know, encouraging other people to come in, you know, and it's, you know, you wouldn't encourage, you know, buskers with hats in front of them.
No,
But at the same time, you know, it's a lot of amateurs,
Mm.
you know,
Yeah.
people that we've got them to open mic.
Well, I think since she's been, and she's been to some of our farmers markets as well, from her Facebook page, she's doing really, really well, and being hired for lots of different things, which is really good. But the whole thing came about because I think it was the first year I did it, and we extended it to the Queen Victoria Hall, but it didn't quite work, it didn't flow, because it seemed very disjointed. It was the Queen Vic there, and a lot of people didn't know.
Yeah.
And then the other complaint from the feedback was there was no atmosphere, that there wasn't really much music and all the rest of it. So that's why we decided we needed a budget to actually throw us it and create a nice atmosphere and something that people would want to visit.
Do we have to vote on the budget, or is it? Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so I've got a proposal for the budget.
I propose it.
Who's seconding it?
Well, Joe's proposing, I'll second it.
Okay.
Those in favour?
Oh, and I'm looking, just quickly, I'm in correspondence with people that provide reindeers. because we had that request last year, and for some reason we didn't get round to doing it, but I actually thought that would be really nice, having some reindeers.
Oh, sorry, I got the bloke with the spit roast in mind.
Oh, right. Oh. So yeah, so hopefully that will come in within the budget, hopefully.
Brilliant, okay.
Mm.
And then Barry Harrigan for the Remembrance Day, you mentioned it before, so
Yeah.
taking those. And then a font for October. Yeah, is there anything?
Do we have a figure for the hire of these barriers for both these?
No, not yet. I'm hoping they're going to come in at the same as last year, which off the top of my head I can't remember what that is, but I'm still waiting to hear. Same with the marshals, I'm hoping he'll do it for the same price as last year.
Yeah.
Although I do have to negotiate with him because we need the marshals there earlier, because last year they didn't rock up till 9 o'clock, and of course by then it was me, Hanneke and Emma running around between 3 points trying to let people in, and we needed them there really when we got there at 7 o'clock, because even though you give the stall holders certain times to come, you'll still get some that try and slip in early. So we need them there a lot earlier this time, so it may well be more expensive.
Maybe they can help with stopping people going to car park too.
Yeah, well we will need quite a few people, that's the thing, with the road closures, road restrictions and everything.
What's
Otherwise-
about the Owl School football field on South Road, full parking the vans?
South Road, opposite the vets?
Yeah,
Yeah, we could
well,
do.
because they've only then got to walk up through Ship Lane
Yeah,
in the town. You could almost have that as the vans parking,
vans
so it would
parking,
be
yeah.
controlled.
Yes, because the problem with when it was a recreation ground, I did the map for them, but of course it is over there, it's a fair way, so you're directing
I think
them.
that would look much nearer.
And then when they have to walk back,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, it's a bit of a trek. So yeah,
They
that's
only have to come up through Ship Lane.
South Road, and that's the school's.
If we could ask the school if we could use it.
Yeah,
Because
good
that
idea.
isn't so used anyway. I mean, the only thing that would stop it if there was a mighty flood, but we don't generally get one at Christmas.
No, okay.
I'm happy to do traffic marshalling outside QVH as I've done for the last about 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to
Okay.
do that.
Are you going to wear your sandwich boards again?
That's not compulsory.
Oh, actually, we need a couple of Santa's helpers if you want to wear stripy socks and a hat.
I expect I'll be over as well. Yeah.
So I know just Ian's putting together the Oracle thing, going to be one before Christmas. If you want volunteers for any
Need to put it in there.
You should go there, shouldn't
Yeah.
you? Right, and then back to the Fontana then. How much do these people pay us?
I think it's something like £30 a day on their non-opening days, because they come. I think they come on the Monday and leave on a Monday, but they only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So on the standing days they're charged, I think it's 30, and then on their opening days they charge 60. That might have changed though since, because I've not had any dealings with them for a couple of years.
Have we reviewed their charges at all? I mean, or has that been going on forever?
We reviewed the deposit, I seem to think, which they get refunded if they leave the place in a tidy state, but I don't think we reviewed their fee.
I think the deposit's 300, isn't it, from what I remember?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember. Something of
I
that
think
sort
it's
of
like
order.
£300.
Yeah,
and
we
then,
upped it a bit. They are very good. They do leave the place clean and tidy. They do go around and pick up all the leaflets from all over town after they're gone. Any of their leaflets, they go around and gather up off the floor and everywhere. And that's all conditional in their
and actually last year
deposit.
they had to delay coming because of the weather. So he was in contact with the office quite regularly and came down to visit the site quite regularly, because he said, I don't want to get on there and then churn it all up when or not be able to get off with the weather. So he was very considerate with, you know.
Well, I think for next year maybe we should review the costs, the prices.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to check with another council to find out what they're paying elsewhere.
Off the top of my head, I think for 2 events we had on there, we had an annual income of something like 270 quid or something for 2 events.
Yeah, it's not
One
massive,
was,
is it?
one was a fun fair and the other one was something similar.
Do you put it in perspective how much money they're taking over that period of time?
Yeah, they don't think they take a lot.
No, they do. They all plead poverty. They all say they don't do very well out of it. Yeah.
They're all telling me that.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't have no
It's
idea.
quite nice to have these things.
Oh, it's certainly nice to have it.
Keep a
but-
balance, because
Yeah.
We can't keep the same price as decades.
No,
No.
Decades was
But
going on.
it would be good to get it, you know, we can from another council, find out how much they're doing.
Okay.
You see, anybody's better, doing better than we are.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Okay. Received an update on the workshop.
Do we need to before we approve that, then, the fun fair?
Oh yes.
Yeah, okay. So, can I propose?
You can, I'll second it.
There you go, all in favour? Yeah. Aye. Right, the workshop plans then. So, what I couldn't see on the documents that we've got here is whether the workshop now is the right way round. It got turned round through 90 degrees.
It did.
Did we resubmit that plan? I don't, as I read this, I can't read anything that said we resubmitted it turned around the other way.
Hadn't we turned it round the right way by the time we submitted it, or had it already been
Because I can't
submitted?
tell on this
The
document.
long dimension is across the width of the car park, not sticking out into it.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
So
the
that's
way
the
that
turn,
should be,
yeah.
yeah.
that's the way it should be.
With the big doors on the long side,
Yes.
yeah,
So it was the other way around.
yeah.
I'm assuming Emma got the amendment done before it was
Could you double
submitted.
check that then?
Yeah, I will do.
I'll have to go back again. And I think the only thing there was the screening, the landscaping request, which I think I put into our planning meeting anyway. We need to soften off that building, which isn't in keeping with anything.
We want to keep it clear, English, not screened,
No, but
so
so
that it's always visible.
Yeah,
yeah, but when I say
Vandals.
we're talking about trees and bushes with the request
Yeah, but
that came.
who came with that?
Who came with that?
Well, that came out of East Northampton. But again, I've raised the issue in the planning, saying, surely this industrial-looking building is not what we should be putting up alongside, certainly the people from the bowling club and the tennis club, are making a good attempt at softening their properties.
Yeah, but
Why should ours not be?
Well, I don't know that they're trying to soften theirs particularly, they want it to be seen so that
Yes, I
they
understand. what
can
about
see
yeah.
vandals and people down there.
So
I
the
mean, why
request-
they were so pleased that we were going to put our
this
workshop
is what
down
we
there
agreed with them,
Yeah.
we had long
was
talks.
was the fact that we'll be down there at the times they're not.
Yeah.
They're training in the evening, so they're keeping an eye on things then.
Yeah, that bit I can get. But
The,
it was in-
we're down there in the daytime, in and out from time to time, and that'll deter anybody going down there. But if you start screening things off, you'll end up with a situation where they'll hide behind trees and break windows and...
There's a little bit of difference between trees and what was requested. It was requested was some shrubbery and some softening around the edges of the
Well, I
building.
think it ought to be pointed out that we shouldn't have it. The
Well,
whole
okay, but
point
there are
of it
differences.
was
But I don't understand
that's
what
what we
the
agreed
harm
with.
of shrubs is around the building.
How big is a shrub?
Yeah, shrub sounds about this high, doesn't it?
Well, people can hide behind that.
Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah,
It's
if
the
it was
problem we
half,
had
it
in
was
the
half that
Gallop
high, it'd be
Park.
alright.
Well, they were moaning about the amount of car park we were taking up, because we went back to them and said, can we have a slightly bigger building than we originally asked for? Originally we said about when, what was his name, Charlie was doing it, he said, let's have one the same size as the existing workshop, and then the boys said, can we have it bigger? So we then upped the size, went back to them, and they said, we want then in that case to be able to park, when you're not using it, when it's Saturday mornings and it's rugby on, and we're parking all the way up
Yeah.
St Peter's Road and everywhere
Especially
anyway.
with the buses, they want the coaches to go
Yeah.
along that.
They want to park right up to the doors,
Yeah.
they want to park right alongside it. So if you take up too much space with bushes and things, you'll cut down on parking again.
And they'll have to be cut and maintained and looked after and...
Okay, so we have a request from ENC Planning,
Yeah.
we're reading the document.
We need to go back to...
Well, I think we've got a disagreement here on the issue.
I mean, I only know what we agreed. We did the original negotiating.
Is the rugby club, I mean, do we have to do sympathetically with the rugby club? But it's not particularly good,
Well, no,
attractive building, I don't.
No, it's the other buildings I feel that it should be closer to. So we've got privet hedges, we've got an allotments, you know, we've got all sorts of vegetation along that line.
Yeah, the allotment, by the way, is illegal.
Is it?
Yes.
Mm.
Shouldn't be there anyway.
So you don't want to encourage
So we
any
don't
more
want to
there?
encourage
I
anyone
don't
like
think
that.
you would need a particularly good view from an allotment.
I think people need to know the history, really.
So, in terms of here, you know, we're not planning, are we? We're estates.
Mm.
The estates have had a request to put some screening on there, you know, from ENC.
And we're saying
Well,
that's not a good idea.
Well, and it's just consultant process, I think one of the things is an unreasonable request as well.
It's an unreasonable request,
Unreasonable
yeah, I would agree totally. I think we need to reply that the whole point of it is that it should be as visible as possible
Mm.
at all times.
Down there,
Because it's
yeah.
at the end of a private road.
Yeah.
And we'll be full of equipment and there's also the fact, the undertaking that we gave to the rugby club.
I mean, yeah,
Take as little space up
You
as
did, and then I did.
I did to
reinforced
start
it,
with,
yeah.
and then you...
I don't see how you can start adding screening without using all, you know, even more of that car park.
Mm.
And that's going to be an issue, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
essential to keep as much of the car park as possible,
Yeah.
which is the...
Maybe the rugby club could express a view in it to the ENC as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I think the shrubs will disappear fairly quickly because I think that we plant and they'll pull them up. Put cars on top, you'll have tie them up so they used to be. Very quickly.
If you have a look at the wording on it, it said if they die within 5 years, we have to replant them.
Mm.
Yeah, well, we'll keep replanting and they'll keep.
Yeah, I think we've got
Reckon not?
we've got to reply to that.
Yeah.
Right, so what's the reply? So ENC Planning have said they want screening, we've said we don't.
We give them reasons why not.
Well,
Ask them to review their decision.
Visibility is
Security and
to
visibility.
retain as much car park as possible,
As requested
because
by.
that's
by the
as
rugby club.
requested by the rugby club. They, if you like, have acquiesced to their request to build on their car park.
You're only about 100 yards away from a group of garages that are regularly vandalised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regularly the doors are ripped off and everything's smashed up, and they're used for drug dealing and drug taking.
Yeah.
And you're only 100 yards or so from them, aren't you?
Mm.
Outside the recreation
I
ground.
believe if I was a drug dealer or a drug taker, I'd go behind our building, not in front of it. I wouldn't hide behind a 2-foot high bush. I'd go around the back of the building where we've got a half-metre compulsory gap that we've got to build there.
Mm.
They'll go around the back of it.
Oh, yeah.
They won't go around the front.
Yeah.
So,
Assuming that I do CCTV and.
I mean, the
We've got it in
recreation,
the
as an
building now, so we'll
example,
move it
I'll
down
give you
there.
an example, the recreation ground
Mm.
used to have, you know, where you go in the gates.
yeah.
Well, if you're facing the gates and you go in, all the piece of ground facing forwards up to Gordon Road was a park, right? And that was always full of drugs, equipment and drug people and
Mm.
vandalism and rubbish. It was terrible. And it's improved no end since
No,
we
I think,
actually
you know,
cut
got a
it
big
down
building.
and got rid of it.
The majority want to keep it without the bushes, therefore we need to submit an appeal to ENC saying for the reasons of security and
Yeah.
space, you know, we can't accept their...
Mm.
And that was an undertaking with the rugby club.
I mean, I think the only argument they could have is because of the bungalows. but
Is that the other side of the building?
yeah, that's what I mean. So they can't really use that as an excuse. No.
No, it's, and that's why.
And like
we
you
have
say, the rugby club hasn't got
where we
landscaping
are
or anything, has it? So it's not
on
like.
the actual whole plot, it's where they,
Mm.
because it's the least,
But I think that was the only objection they had to it, wasn't it? There wasn't any other. They put it to Anglian Water about the sewage and the water
Yeah.
supply.
Yeah, nothing else
Yeah,
was.
from our conversations when I was on site there, you know, the sewage and water supply might be expensive.
Mm.
So, is the rugby club on mains water or is it on well water? I think there was something
mains
complicated about.
water, I think.
Mains is
Mains.
right.
I thought there was something complicated about their water supply.
I think a beer, actually.
Do we, I think we need to agree to recommend to full council appointing project manager, don't we? Yes, on this.
Sorry, can't be.
Sorry, the agenda item says to recommend to full council appointing a project manager. So we've discussed a bit about the planning thing, but the actual agenda item is to approve. Is to recommend appointing project manager. So are we recommending?
Do we need a project manager for someone as tiny as that?
I think we do.
You know, the project manager, it could be anybody, you know, outside or inside, but at least you need somebody as a, you are
You
project.
volunteering? Well, you'd be very good at it.
I thought we
You'd
got
be
this.
just a man.
I think we got this other guy who drew up the plans and things and submitted the planning application.
Yeah. So, do you know any more about the definition of project manager, what was being thought of?
The only point I would make is that you do need someone to do it. So either someone needs to sort of.
Several stages need coordinating, but I wouldn't have thought it was that big a job myself. I mean, it's,
I thought it could be done internally, couldn't it?
You can do it.
Well,
By the staff.
yeah, no, the question was, had Emma requested this on the agenda? You know, was Emma saying that it needs to be somebody other than her?
I presume so. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think maybe we need a conversation with you and Emma and just have a think about what the role is. Because I know on one previous project I've been involved with a housing thing, you know, we appointed a project manager and it turned out to be absolutely useless. You know, he took all the money, left us to do all the donkey work, and actually made the situation worse. So you might, you know, in some of these cases want a prime contractor. You know, you say, you know, there's somebody there, you are to organise the water, the electric and everything as prime contractor, which is slightly different from a project manager.
Yeah.
So we'll have a conversation with Emma. Yeah.
Two of my sons have redone houses, and in the end they've landed up with the wives project managing.
Well, I was going to say I've project managed renovations, but never a new build.
this isn't like.
Don't point at me, Mum.
It's a big workshop.
Yeah.
It's a big workshop unit, that's what it is. I mean, it's not.
But what he gets into is the whole coordination of you've got to have this all done before you do that, or and so on.
You've got to do it in the right sequence.
Right,
I did my garage.
It's too much on Emma, with, you know, well, on the pair of you. But you know, we need it. If it's the builder, who said the builder is prime contractor, then he's responsible for getting all the other stuff done.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't want to do that, we need to find somebody who does.
Well, that unit arrives, we put a plinth down, that unit arrives, that metal unit, and they bolt it together in a matter of hours, don't they?
So the main thing I know from project management of these things is the drain of the water supply and the
they're the
electricity.
things that have got to be in
before you
before it arrives.
you know.
So when you say the builder,
Well,
unless
yes.
it's the guy who's making the concrete plinth, yeah.
Well, again, anybody can be contract manager. You know, if sorry, the prime contract manager. Okay, so there's nothing to agree here, is it? Other than we're going to go and talk.
Speak to Emma, yeah.
Ooh, quote for replacement quote. I saw the quote. Yeah.
No, it came in. Where is it?
Who are you talking about replacing?
Well, apparently 2 years ago it was agreed that they were going to be replaced
One per year.
One per year.
And 1 year we replaced the servers. And that was all on a schedule.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, can I quote?
Yeah, you said,
We've had a little conversation about this morning, didn't we?
Yeah.
I know that we've been having severe problems in the office with Lisa and the rest of the guys have been having real trouble with making the things work. I said, what we've got at the moment, we went and looked at machines that are in their drivers, and they are relatively new, relatively high-powered machines. They are Intel Core i5 processors, which is exactly the same as the ones that have been quoted to replace them with. So my question really was, are we getting good service from the IT support people that we're using? Lisa expressed some reservations about that. And if all we're going to do is replace the machines with effectively the same again, why would that cure the problem? the problem needs to be sorting out the problem, isn't it?
What is the problem?
The question is, are we putting on the upgrades when we get them? Because we came into the office, you and I came into the office one day 6 months ago,
Yeah.
and we used one of the computers in the office, and we were using it for something, the only one that was free in there, and we said, gosh, this is slow, incredibly slow. We rang up Blue Moon, the consultants, who said, well, yeah, they had a look online at it, over the link, they had a look, and they said, well, the reason is, there's all these upgrades sitting on there that haven't been installed. Get off it, leave it alone, leave it running, and we'll install it. They rang us up a little while later and said it's likely to run all night. Leave a note on it for the user of it when they come in tomorrow morning, not to touch it until it's finished its upgrades. And it was in 3 figures, wasn't it? The number of upgrades it had to
I
have.
can't remember what it was now, but anyway, that was the reason.
About 126
Yeah.
or something upgrades on it. A lot of them Windows, a lot of other things as well. All sorts of software hadn't been upgraded. Now, the minute that was done, the thing went a heck of a lot faster. Because the next time we used it in the office, it was considerably faster. That might be some of what it is, that we need to be making sure that if these upgrades are coming through on Windows 8 or Windows 10 or whatever, that we're actually installing them.
yeah, well, he made the adjustments, he did something to my computer. Well, one of them was very unhelpful. He just said, oh, I don't know why it's doing it, and we'll have a look at it when we get a chance. I said, well, I need it doing straight away because it's just so slow.
Yeah.
And then somebody else was much more helpful and said exactly what they thought the problem was and sorted it. But since all of that has happened, they've never said anything about updates needing installing or anything like that. And when I spoke to the last chap, because my screen just completely froze, it wouldn't let me come out of the screen, it wouldn't let me do anything, so they take it over remotely, like you've said, and you can see them working on it. And his words exactly were, I don't know what this computer is doing. And I said, well, this is the sort of thing we're dealing with. And when Emma was away that other week, I worked out I was on the phone every day to Blue Moon for one reason or another.
My first thought was it needed this defragmenting process running.
Yeah,
so that-
well,
None of us are experts. I think the point is that
I think we should get them
we need
in,
to get
come
them
and
in.
make a site visit,
I mean,
really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Richard, you need to talk to Richard, the
Yeah, he's the one that was really helpful last
I mean, one of
time.
the things they can do is completely wipe it and reinstall all the operating system and all the processing,
Yeah.
and effectively give you as new machine. Well, if they do
That's what
that,
he's talking
Yeah.
about.
and the
Yeah.
machine's already at the state that is equivalent to what they're talking about replacing it with,
Replacing, yeah.
then what's the difference?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, so if I get in contact with Blue Moon and ask them to do a site visit and
Yeah. I will.
check, find out what the
Well,
problems
you
are.
remind them that that was a problem in case they're thinking that we do it.
And they were of the opinion that the computers were not too old, they weren't too bad, and for what we're running on them, they're certainly capable of running
Of
what
the
we've got
the
in the way of
capacity,
software. We're not
yeah.
using anything really.
No.
well, that's exactly what I checked, and I checked this
Yeah.
morning.
But you'd think they would have a checklist, so like when I phone him and say it's incredibly slow, it's locked me out, you see them whizzing around the screen and you'd think they have a natural progression of which things they check next.
Yeah.
But if as you say, that, you know, the one machine, you're having all these updates outstanding, there's something wrong with our service contract with that organisation, isn't there?
If they're not telling us, this
So
needs
our
to be
service,
updated.
service contract must have some protocols in place where
We
we
have
can
not a
never do
service
that.
contract with them.
Okay, well, we've got-
We tend to pay for what we want when we want it with them. We haven't, they've suggested we have a contract, they sent through quotes, it came to this meeting or full council, I forget which one, or comms and marketing group might it be.
Comms and marketing group.
Nothing happened, you know, there was no decision taken that, yes, we take a contract out with them.
Yeah.
Um,
So my view is that, you know, especially for an organisation our size, you know, we need an insurance policy, you know, which is what the contract would be.
Mm.
You know, and what you tell me is a horror story, because, you know, without the updates, all the security is out there. Yeah, so we need a contract that, you know, not only gets the computers running, but is also telling us that we're safe. So I don't know, you know, we don't seem to have anything. We're extremely vulnerable at the moment, aren't we?
Yeah, we wouldn't pay the money, so they give us a good service, a very good service actually, when we ring them up. But we haven't got, as far as I'm aware, a maintenance contract with them that says, you know, they do so many hours and they look at everything and...
Okay. So back on the, you know, the local government, whatever association is there someone there that can give us advice of what we ought to have?
Probably, yeah, I would imagine
What
so.
does that have in terms of contract?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it just feels like we've been lucky that we haven't been
Something to, yeah.
closed down by any of these other
Yes.
hacking frauds that have gone on. You know, and it's only because we're Amble and we're so small that nobody noticed us, but you know, it's going to happen one day, isn't it? So rather than buying a new computer, let's
I don't think, yes, I mean,
get a better service.
we had agreed, wasn't it, a new one every,
Yeah.
every...
But I
One
don't think,
every
I don't
year.
think once
Yes.
necessary, to be quite
Yes.
honest.
We provided for the server and it was going to be, you know, the worst, slowest, oldest one in the office would go
First,
each year and be the next one to be upgraded, even if it meant you rotated them round, so that whatever job is that uses the biggest software or whatever gets the fastest machine.
Yeah.
So whoever's using the biggest package, I don't know what it is, we're only using Word, Excel,
Yeah.
PowerPoint and Sage, that's all
Yeah.
we're using in it,
Yeah.
there's nothing else.
No,
We stopped using that Hallmaster.
Outlook.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
That failed
could you
because
get
it
Yeah.
have a conversation with
Exactly.
the association? Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem.
right. Is there any other business?
Can I bring something up? It's only just come up, but volunteer action are working about their lease, because we had talked about lowering the rate, haven't we? And nothing seems to have happened. Can you help me at all? No, I can't remember the figures off.
They got their grant for the full amount as in previous years, but the rent was going to go down to 600 plus VAT from 1,000 plus VAT.
Yes, yeah.
And that was agreed at council some long
That's
time
what
ago.
I remember, and it's not
That
happened.
was back in about January or February, because I actually announced it at the town meeting,
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
along
And
with all the
it's
others.
not happened, but I'm kind of sitting there when we have our
Yeah.
meetings thinking, why has it not happened?
Yeah.
That's the, you know, we owe them money effectively.
So what do we do?
Well, please put it in the notes, so we need to check.
Liz gave me a letter today. So
Sorry?
Liz gave me a letter
Oh, she
today
did.
saying
I did
that.
say, yeah,
So I just said to her we'd have a word with Emma when Emma got
I
back.
did say, put it in.
Because I was the same as you. I knew that it had been discussed, but I didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what had
This
happened.
is very much with the notion, shouldn't it? So
I
it's-
don't
Yeah.
think they have a lease as such, I think that we have an agreement with them, but I don't think they have a lease, do they? Did you tell me they
No,
don't
I
have
think
a lease?
there's a lease.
Is there a lease?
Yeah.
I thought you told me there wasn't a lease for that as such.
Yeah, I thought you said that as well.
If there is a lease, then the solicitor was going to do a load of deeds of variation to change these amounts. it was going to be a very short,
I'll
quick,
check
very cheap job
Yeah.
for a solicitor to go through and do all these deeds of variation. It's only the amount to change. It would be a very quick, short, simple deed of variation. The other side, the other party wouldn't need to do anything with their solicitor. We had all this sorted out with this fellow, not Hunt Coombs, the other
I
one,
want the other one.
Seaton's, the guy at Seaton's, sorted all that out, and he sorted that all out, over 12 months ago.
Yeah, that's why I keep wondering why nothing's,
The fee was going to be,
why we're still paying this.
Minimum.
No.
I think it was going to be a couple of £100, I think,
No,
to do the
no,
lot.
just get on with it.
Yeah.
Alright. So just that, there was one other issue came up over the other week, this last week, wasn't it? And that was the trees falling down on the guy's garage. I have to say, really impressed with how quickly, the staff got hold of that issue.
Yeah.
And something that could have blown up into a, sort of big upset. And they just got in there, it was like they went and fixed his roof. It's great.
Yeah.
However, it is a reminder about how liabilities of trees.
And it is on the list, isn't it? And I did take the tree surgeon down there, and his comments were, at the time, although it is a big tree, it doesn't look unstable in any way. But when it's, so we did what we should do. It's just very unfortunate. But the chap was very pleasant. He wasn't angry at all. So
Congratulate the staff on their the way they responded to it. They just didn't come here and ask him for money or anything. Good. Okay. Nothing else. Thank you. Meeting closed.
Smashing.